Hello and welcome to Magical Maiden's Jewelry Tutorials. I'm Magical Maiden, and today I have a little something different. Now, in case you didn't see my last jewelry tutorial where I made the dragonfly pendant, this is another craft you can do. Now, I've gotten these pendants, which I shown on my last video, and there's 10 in there, different ones. They're large, they're 30 by 40 without glass cabochons. Now, if you want glass cabochons, you can simply go to Amazon and order 30 by 40 millimeter glass cabochons. These don't come with it, and we don't need it for all the crafts I'm showing. And the link will be below in the description box for this. Also, I had another kit with all these round ones that I use a set of the pendant trays and that for all my ones I did last summer of the beach. You might have seen those in my jewelry tutorial playlist, all the summer beachy pendants. And I'll put the link for the kit for the round ones as well. So the other day I also showed you all the things that came in here, plus a few jewelry tutorial crafts showing you what I did, making some things with them. Now this comes with some large pieces and some medium pieces and some smaller pieces and just an array of different types of things. So yeah, I'll have to look through it, and that's rhodium. I'll be putting the link below for that as well underneath this video in the description box. Okay. I had these. Now in the background, I have some ideas for you. But what you can do, you can choose any pendants you want, and there's many things you can do. And I showed you in my last video when I made the dragonfly pendant. You can use nail polish. You could add a little glitter to it, or you can use colored glittered nail polish. You can use glitter cardstock, and you cut it and you fit it in there and glue it with some E6000 glue and a toothpick, or you can use glitter vinyl, which I used in my tutorial with the dragonfly pendant. And that's thicker and it's more money. This was $2.49. The glitter cardstock's a little cheaper and not as thick. It's like $1 something, and it comes with many colors. This is a teal, and there's so many other colors of both the cardstock and the vinyl glitter, and you can get that at Hobby Lobby, and I'll be sure to list that. I don't have a link for that, but I'll put that there. So, okay. Now, I'm going to show you many things you can do. So these are just some of the things that came, let me move my microphone, in that package with all these beautiful pieces. Okay? They're filigree connectors, even though not everything's filigree. Okay, so say you use some kind of background for that. Okay? Whatever it be, nail polish, what have you. These are flexible, so you can make the wings go up. And if these wings are connected, but if you wanted them separate, just take a little cutter and then they don't have to be connected. All right? And you want to bend them up to give them a three-dimensional. Now you can get a cute background. Look at this. You could add like a flower in that. And then with this one, you can add a flower. You can move the petals up. And look, they give you these little happy faces. You could even glue the happy face in the center, so it looks like a happy little flower. And or you could put like a gemstone in the center, and then you have that. And these are cute for springtime. I love these little happy faces. So those are just some ideas. So we're going to today, we want to make something for the center. What do we want to make? A green for grass, and then have this for the sky, and then have this, and then that. Now, this is teal, so you can certainly do some of that, right? And then you can paint the sky. Get a little more creative and get some Mod Podge, a paintbrush, and some glitter. So this is one that I did a review for. Should be in my review playlist. Chunky Fine Mixed Glitter. Or this nice green one. But you know, I'm really loving this. And again, you can paint anything you want using nail polish or paints. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to get some Mod Podge. This one anyway. And go ahead and gently put it all in the pendant tray. It's just different things you can do. You don't have to do the same thing every time. Cardstock and glitter vinyl certainly is a great option. You want to make sure you get in the edges. Kind of move it around. Make sure you have some paper towels with you. And if you get any on the pendant itself outside of the tray, like I just did, make sure you have some paper towels and a Q-tip with some rubbing alcohol to clean it. Okay, so I think I got enough. I'm just going to put just a little bit. You don't want to over drown it in Mod Podge, but it's good to get enough. And this is probably going to need some time to dry. Okay. Definitely you're going to need paper towels, okay? Now, you can either use a spoon or you can go ahead and go like this. And this side's like for a spoon scooper, but I don't think I have anything like that. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to, and then use my fingers. Okay. Make sure you have paper towels and do it over something so it doesn't spill everywhere. Look how glittery that is and nice. Make sure you're getting the edges. You can put more Mod Podge so it doesn't fall off. Get the edges. Everything wants to be covered with this. You know what I'm saying? Look through it really good. We can clean it up later. Got a little more I want to put right here. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is going to take my paintbrush and then put some more Mod Podge all over it. And don't worry, we can take care of this later. Okay, so you can do it again. And just a little more on the top. Move it around either using your finger or a paintbrush. Another coat of Mod Podge on it. Okay. I really love this. If you want, I'll try to see underneath. You got to look at my reviews where I did this for this glitter. I really love it. It has beautiful iridescence, lots of colors, chunks, small pieces. So if I can get the link off of that video, if it's a still workable link, I will, because I did this some time ago, like a year or two ago, this review. So I'm going to put the link below as well, underneath the description box with the link for everything else. So be sure that when you're done watching this video, you look below for the links. Okay. Now, if you're not into using Mod Podge or waiting, it's very easy, and you know, you will have to put probably another coat of Mod Podge once this dries. So while that is drying with the Mod Podge, I'm going to fix up this butterfly with some gemstones. They're acrylic. They come in different sizes and different colors. So you want to bend this flat first, or keep it flat because I bent it up, and then we can bend them up later. And if it gets messy, remember what I said. Q-tip, some rubbing alcohol. Now you're going to position it, because we can clean any glue you got on the filigree piece, okay? So that's what we got right there. Let me move it around. And now I'm going to get the orange one. Pull the glue off. I'm just making sure everything's even, because once it's like adhered, then it's a pain. Okay, so there it is. I got all my colorful butterfly without having to paint it. It's a lot easier to do it that way than it is to have to paint. So if you get them, I got these, I think at Michael's or Hobby Lobby, but you can go anywhere. They're just acrylic gemstones, so they're basically plastic. Okay, so I did that, and again, it's going to get a little messy because they're the smaller ones. What you want to do is you want to hold that still, and with a clean toothpick, or the other side of the toothpick, whatever you want, scrape off the E6000 glue, the excess that oozed out. It'll do that. Make sure you then push back in, and once you did that, we can clean them all up, okay? So don't worry about that. What I'm going to do now is get my rubbing alcohol and my Q-tip. It's been sitting there for a while. Now watch, it'll clean off any glue. You can go off the sides. Any glue that you got on them, plus your fingerprints. Mod Podge for lots of DIY crafts I did around my home. And so it will dry. So you want to do that. Put as much, don't over flood it, but get it all on there so that that'll stay. Make sure you get the edges. All right. So now we're just going to put this aside and dry. I didn't ruin the pendant. If you haven't worked with Mod Podge, that will dry and it'll be nice and shiny. That's why I picked the Gloss Luster. It's Gloss Luster Mod Podge. Okay. So you definitely don't want to worry about it. I'm going to show you my Mod Podge thing again. It's kind of gluey, so your hands will get sticky, see? Mod Podge Gloss Luster. And you can get this anywhere. You could order it online, off of Amazon. You can order it anywhere. So I'm going to put this aside to dry. I probably won't be able to do the rest of this craft till tomorrow, but that's the thing. When you start things, you have to have patience. And then we're going to glue this on top of there, and we're going to glue that on top of there. Okay, so it's the next day. And I waited 24 hours for this with the Mod Podge. So you see how that came out? Really nice, huh? With that glitter. Oh, I love it, and it's really, really eye-catching. It has flecks of gold, green, and just all other, and some white in there. But like when the light hits it, see what I mean? It really is eye-catching. So now what I want to do is kind of like what I did with the dragonfly pendant 2 ways. I could keep the dragonfly without all these, but then I glue this to make it more. Now you can do either way. This was glitter vinyl. So I wanted to glue this butterfly and then that little flower. So I'm just going to take my E6000 glue. When you're first doing it, there's a blob on top that usually is too dry. Don't use the first blob that comes out of the E6000 because it's not going to be as sticky. So now I'm just, because the wings are going to be lifted, And the only part is going to be this part. So that's the part that I'm going to glue. Now, I want it on an angle, okay? So you don't have to. I'm going to go like this, kind of hold it down for a bit because I want it. And let that stick, and then later, once this is adhered, I can lift up the wings some more. Okay, so now I want to put this. And since the petals aren't going to be touching, it's just the bottom part. And I'm going to do this. Or the other part. And again, any glue that was seeping out, you can go like that. And then to clean it, get your Q-tip with some rubbing alcohol. And that kind of cleans up any excess. Does a really good job. Okay, so make sure that butterfly is exactly the way you want it, and that because E6000 glue, like I said, gives you about 20 minutes to play with it. Usually 10 to 20 before it adheres, more like 10 minutes. And then before it fully cures, it takes 24 hours. So I wouldn't wear it. I wouldn't mess with it. I put it somewhere to dry. But this is what it's going to look like when it's done. And I'm going to be delicate about it. So there you have it. It's a unique and different way. You can paint this pendant tray. You can use glitter vinyl like I did with the dragonfly, or glitter cardstock. So here it is. It's all finished. I'm going to give you a better look. And there it is.